I said it before and I say it again. Watching this Fani Willis and Nathan Wade situation unravel is just like, it's basically just watching an episode of Suits in real life, but there's no Harvey Specter to come in and save the day. Where are you, Harvey? Oh boy. And like I talked about yesterday, basically, Nathan Wade has been trying to block these text messages from getting out. Well, it turns out that Trump's lawyers have thrown a little wrench in the plans, so let's see what we got.
An explosive court filing in Atlanta today, now raising new questions about Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis and the relationship that she had with the special prosecutor that she hired to oversee the election interference case against former President Donald Trump. Cell phone data obtained by Trump's legal team shows Nathan Wade, that special prosecutor, visited Willis's neighborhood at least 35 times in the 11 months before Willis hired him in late 2021. Twice.
Ooh. Oh, they lying. Oh, I told y'all they were lying. For all y'all people that are wondering why this is a big deal, first of all, perjury is a big deal, okay? Like, these people are two court officials and they don't even respect the law enough not to perjure themselves. Jesus Christ. And I understand you got to prove it, but they obviously haven't covered their tracks enough. So what we're talking about is just, they've just been, where's our cover-up team at? Where's the cover-up budget?
Wade arrived late at night and left early the following morning. The data shows about 2,000 calls and 12,000 text messages between Wade and Willis from January to November 2021.
Wow. Did you hear that? They said 2,000 phone calls, 12,000 texts. Now, if you remember in her testimony, she said that her and Mr. Wade didn't have time to be doing all that because they were linking up or they were on the grind. But it turns out they were linking up. So, do y'all know that this is a public trial and it's out there for perpetuity? Like, people are gonna see this. People can go back and check and see where you contradict yourselves. You did all that, but she lied. She lied. This is where you lied. You did all that neck rolling and all the hand. You know when that hand go up. Oh my God, that's when the hyena come out. That's when the hand they either I heard somebody say snatching dreams, but when that hand go up, they get to whipping that hand. I'm telling you, man, that's like how they say that's the the national call when the black man throws his hat up in the air. That's like the black woman's equivalent. That's letting you know that she means business. When they get to rolling their neck and do it all that, it's hilarious. Like, come on. She did all that. And we can go back and see that you lied, ma'am.
Why this matters, the timeline is everything in this case. Joining me now on the phone is former Assistant District Attorney.
I keep telling people, and I keep saying that. Everything, like the reason that it matters is because of the timeline. Certain things don't make sense if they don't align in a timeline. It doesn't make sense to appoint somebody that's not qualified, that you barely know, but it does make sense to appoint somebody that you're screwing, and at the same time, you go and you're benefiting directly from him being in that position, especially when it's been like a whistleblower actually brought it to your attention and nothing was rectified about the situation. There's obviously something that you're trying to protect. If you're trying to, like, come on. It's obvious. And guess what? Anything you do on your phone is traceable. Just saying.
Of Fulton County, Daryl Cohen. Daryl, thanks for joining us. We sat and watched as this hearing originally started. What do you make of these new revelations?
This is damning. At the very best, it's troubling. It seems to completely contradict.
Look at her. Look at her. So smug. Look at her. She looking like we wasting her time. Look at her. Was it worth it, Nathan, was it worth it? This woman didn't expose you. This woman has exposed you to the world. Exposed you to the world, Nathan. Listen to me. She exposed you to the world. When she told people about your problem, she didn't have to say that. She didn't have to say that. But I heard the lead attorney say, pay me $600. He say he'll do it. But that's what I'm just saying though. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? All this for butt. Look at her.
The testimony of both Fani Willis and of Nathan Wade. And because of that, this could be a complete game changer in terms of how Judge McAfee decides to rule.
The timeline here, the timeline is extremely important. Get viewers up to speed about why this timeline matters.
Before he gives his opinion on why the timeline matters, I'm going to give my opinion on why the timeline matters. Because at the end of the day, there are a lot of people involved in this case. A lot of people involved in this case. You got a guy that's not qualified in this position. A guy that she said herself was not her first choice. Him making all this money, him using the money inappropriately, using it for personal gain, all of that, some things that she would directly benefit being his partner at the time. And by the way, just so you know, I'm going to get to him because he's a scumbag too. Like, the dude is low down. He was low down. I'm just saying. But he's a little bit classier. So guess what? Gotta wait his turn. We'll get to you. We still see you in the back of the room being quiet. We see you. But Fani, she's just a lot. She's a lot. And she's a powerful black woman. That's why it's worth talking about. But anyway, I digress. Anyway, the reason why this timeline is important is because if Fani hired him and benefited off of the relationship, that's illegal. It's ethical violation. We're talking about ethical violations. And it's not just about, they were just having sex and all that kind of stuff. We're talking about people that are misusing campaign funds. We're talking about a guy that's in an open divorce case. Depending on when him and Fani got together, to be honest, that might affect his divorce. Why you think the ex-wife's attorneys are involved in this? Don't got nothing to do with them. Why is the ex-wife involved? Because when Fani and Nathan actually started dating, because now they've already proven that they lied, and we knew that they lied, but now we can say for sure that they most likely have been lying about when the start of their relationship is. Did Nathan leave? Did Nathan leave his wife for her?
Well, it matters because the testimony has been that Fani Willis and Nathan Wade became friends. They met at a conference, and he was hired before any of this took place, and that they did not have any type of relationship other than completely a business relationship. Now, if these texts and if these pings on the telephone are accurate, that changes the entire ball game and means that there could be some untruth that's been told under oath. In other words, it could be perjury, and I hope it isn't, because this is very sad.
Yeah, I mean, at the heart of the matter, really, then, in this case right now, this has nothing to do with the actual case against Donald Trump and the other co-defendants in the election interference case. This is all to do with if Fani Willis, the district attorney, benefited financially from hiring who we know now ended up being her boyfriend. So that's why the timeline of this is so important. If it happened before, then there's a problem. If it happened after, it might be a problem as far as optics are concerned, but not necessarily something that would get the office kicked off this case. Now, let's just say.
And I agree. Optics aren't enough to get them kicked off the case, and I agree with that. But if it turns out, like they said, that they really were, and that she was benefiting, because if he was missing, this is the thing. It's not just about them having sex. It's the fact that if he was taking that money, because the reason they're here is because he's being accused of misappropriating the funds, and she's being accused of knowing about it or being a direct benefactor of it. That's the situation that we're dealing with. So optics aren't enough to get them kicked off the case. But if it's true that she was, because if he was taking the money and he's spending it on trips for them to go out, which she was claiming that she was paying him back with cash, but has no record or proof of it. So, I mean, is it possible? Maybe. Do I really believe that a woman was paying a man back that was doing things for, like dating and stuff like that? No, I don't believe that. She's lying. She's lying. And she's proven that she's not above it. She's proven that she's not above it.
The Fani Willis's entire office gets removed from this case. What happens next?
Then it goes to the prosecutor's counsel, and they locate a district attorney's office who is capable and willing of prosecuting the case. That could be near impossible. Clayton County District Attorney has already said she cannot handle it. That leaves DeKalb County, Cobb County, and that's about it, because it has to be a large office that has the ability and the people to prosecute it, and the budget, because the budget's going to just explode with this type of case.
So you're saying it could get thrown out altogether?
Boom. And there it is. Imagine this. Trump might get off on this case just because the attorneys were smashing. That's crazy. That's funny.